Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Look at that Bitcoin trend. Wow, this is the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, and as you guys can see, trend has been significantly bullish and very consistent. I want to say very consistent since about December of 2022 at the bottom of the market. You guys can see Bitcoin has retraced several times. Currently, we are making new all-time highs, so much so that Stock Money Lizards is noticing this. It looks like the expected macro breakout is manifesting. So I never thought about this, but I mean, when you take a look, I'm always the one that's saying, you know, when in doubt, zoom out. And when you actually take a look at that macro trend, boy, here, let me zoom out here and throw on a trend line on the chart. You guys can see, so this is the top of the market back in 2021. And this is a very macro perspective here. And let me throw that trend line here down on the bottom there. You guys can see right up here, we are now breaking out of that wedge pattern from 4 years ago. So Bitcoin has been a steady performer. If I move this to the hourly chart, you guys can see we are slowly coming out of this rut, although volume is very, very low at the moment. I wouldn't worry too much. We are still seeing a very robust trend to the upside. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at about 118,800 per coin. Of course, now we do have to break new all-time high, which is about $123,000. You guys can see fear and greed has receded a little bit. We're still in greed, though. 68 today market cap is in the green. We're up 2.46% within the last 24 hours. Altcoin season really hasn't moved. We've got the CMC 100 up to about 2.25. Green on the board today, guys. Bitcoin is up 1.49%. Ethereum up 5.91%. XRP up 1.1%. We got Solana's up 4.09. BNB's up 2.10. Dogecoin, some of the other meme coins are up as well, but not by much. So we're seeing this push and pull now. People, retail investors are taking profits probably from their altcoins. If they did make a buck or two, maybe they're taking profits from their Bitcoin. Eventually, guys, we are going to see a big move for XRP. This courtesy of Egg Crypto here, XRP dominance, the Sky Dome, 27% falling wedge and bullish rectangle, okay? So he says, let me make this straightforward. If XRP's dominance does not close above 10%, I will consider that XRP did not perform this cycle. This isn't just my opinion, it's based on the current formations. And the formations he's looking at, guys, are these, okay? The monthly time frame. This holds greatest significance. Falling wedge. We've successfully broken out of the falling wedge, and the measured move targets an impressive 18%. So if we can get up 18%, again, this is the XRP dominance chart, then that would be, well, spectacular. Bullish rectangle, if this pattern plays out, the measured move could be as high as 27%. This is the XRP dominance chart on the weekly, and currently XRP is sitting in and around here, so we're only in and around 4.71%. As you guys can see, back in January of 2018, XRP dominance did go up as high as 18%. And even before that, in May of 2017, we went up as high as 31%. So this is when we really saw XRP come into its own. And what he's saying here, what Egg Crypto is saying is 10%, which means it would have to go up another, so the dominance would have to go up about another 111, 112% from where it is today. That would mean, we would see XRP roughly 10%. That would mean XRP would really kind of outperform many of the other cryptocurrencies. Currently, XRP is still down with a lot of those cryptos. And even in the last bull run, we did not see XRP really dominate. It only got up not even to 4% in 2021. Egg Crypto says, in summary, anything below 10% dominance will be viewed as a failure for XRP in this cycle. Hopefully we can get up to those targets that we've been eyeing. But I mean, it's all going to depend. It's going to depend on the cycle. For more information on where I think the market's going to go, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I did recently just post an update yesterday, so you guys can check it out. This is where I'm talking about my personal crypto journey, where I'm going to be cashing out, price targets, Bitcoin, and XRP trends. I did recently just put out another update. I only got 2 more to publish with regards to my overall cash out strategy, and then I think I'm going to do a recap video, just kind of touching on the highlights there. So patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. If you guys are interested, Steve Grasso says Bitcoin price is going to go way above $200,000, and that the 80% price drops are long gone.
This is the most crypto-friendly administration and it's in its infancy. If you look at it, if you pull it back a little bit. So we have the Genius Act, we have the Clarity Act. If you look at the old SEC, they ran through enforcement versus regulatory. This one's running through regulatory clarity versus enforcement. And I don't want to say anything is possible or anything is going to be allowed. But if you have it gauged as a commodity versus a security, it does open up a lot of possibilities for you. So when you look at the estimates on price, there are people who think this goes to 200,000 this year. We only have a handful of months.
Are you?
I am a firm believer that it's going much, much higher from here. Think about corporate adoption. Corporate adoption is probably only about 2%. Central banks, only about 3%. Those are both going higher, much higher. Retail investors going much higher. So look at it through, I'll leave off with this. Look at it through the market cap of Bitcoin. That's around 2 trillion, let's say. Look at the market cap of gold. That's around 20 trillion. Maybe it doesn't have to be gold, but if it closes the gap to 50%, you're looking at $500,000 per Bitcoin. And I do think that in iShot, you're looking at 250, 350,000 pretty easily for crypto. There's a couple of things, a couple of hurdles, but I think those days of it losing 80% of its value and then rallying up are long gone. There's too many people that are looking for the asset.
I mean, he's got some good points there. He doesn't really give us a timeline. He says it's within eyeshot. So he's basically saying, regulatory clarity, wider adoption, and long-term investment behavior is stabilizing Bitcoin's performance. The same thing that Deutsche Bank is saying in this article here. Bitcoin's volatility could continue to fall as mainstream acceptance grows and the cryptocurrency is adopted by companies, retail investors, and governments. And this is coming from Deutsche Bank. The same thing Steve Grasso is saying. Excitement over the upcoming legislation in the U.S. has spurred Bitcoin's recent rally, the German lender said, but it is notable that the crypto's rise has also been accompanied by an historic decline in volatility levels. I don't know. Okay, here's what I think, because I like to bring other opinions to the channel, but I also do have my own opinions, even if I, are not necessarily agreeing with everything I talk about on this channel. Yes, Bitcoin is becoming less volatile. I mean, we are still seeing large declines, and 33%. I mean, we just saw that from January, February, March 2024. Down to August 2024, so last year. And even just recently, guys, we saw this decline for Bitcoin. So, in a lot of ways, this is still very volatile. These are 30% declines for Bitcoin. And over the years, we have seen similar declines. Like, look at the rally of 2017. This was 2 bull runs ago. It was about 40%, just 37%. So, we're still seeing these types of declines because the price is getting higher, though. Maybe it feels like, although they are, they are a little less, 30% versus 37, 38, 40%, but I'm still yet to see any evidence to suggest that we are not going to see another bear market. Maybe we won't go as low as 80%. Maybe we will only crash 60%. And then, that would make Steve Grasso's point very valid. Maybe we won't see 80% drops. Maybe we'll still see drops. However, I think there is still more of this bull market ahead of us. XRP bull cycle only lasted about 274 days. This coming from Papa here. 2017 lasted 275. 2021 lasted 274. And in 2024, guys, he's calculating 274 days would bring us to the end of August. So that is very, very soon. Will we see XRP pop by the end of August? The other thing I wanted to mention is right now, XRP is really trying to break up above this $3.01 mark. So that is now a new resistance, brand new resistance for XRP, as you guys can see here. We did get up past that back in January, but here you guys can see XRP testing resistance, and now over here we are seeing the same thing. I'm keeping my eye on the prize, and for more information on where I think this market's going to go, follow me, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. The updates are going to be coming out fast and furiously, I feel. Blue Remit and TerraPay, guys, have just forged a strategic partnership. Now, TerraPay is a Ripple partner, and Blue Remit, the digital remittance subsidiary of Al Ansari Exchange. Okay, they've just announced a strategic partnership with TerraPay, a global money movement company, to significantly expand its payout capabilities across multiple geographies. This is happening in the UAE. This partnership adds new strength to both entities to complement each other by integrating Blue Remit's digital-first platform with TerraPay's interoperable infrastructure. The alliance enables real-time payouts to bank accounts, mobile wallets, and cards globally. The result is a faster, more transparent, and compliant remittance experience for customers sending money to underserved regions. And I have a feeling in a lot of cases, these remittances are going back to, residents, families from India or perhaps the Philippines, because there's a very big population in the UAE from those countries. So TerraPay, of course, bringing RippleNet technology and infrastructure, deep market coverage, and the compliance sophistication that they're looking for. This is just one thing that's happening in Dubai in the UAE. We're going to get to some more in a second. Flutterwave, though, secures a license to operate in Senegal. So moving to Africa with this license, Flutterwave is positioned to help businesses in Senegal scale by offering their full range of seamless digital payment services. It further demonstrates the company's commitment to connecting Africa to the global economy through world-class digital payment solutions. Africa's financial landscape is transforming with the rise of digital payments. As more innovations emerge to facilitate payments beyond traditional banking methods, trade is becoming more efficient, accessible, and inclusive. And because Senegal is a large contributor to this shift, I think, it was a very easy choice for Flutterwave to move on in. Listen to this. With 28% of adults using mobile money in sub-Saharan Africa, Senegal represents a significant portion of the market, driving the growth of digital payments across the continent. And so Flutterwave's fully licensed payment infrastructure now empowers businesses to efficiently manage collections and payouts, streamlining operations and enabling seamless scalability. So Flutterwave also running on the XRP ledger, leveraging RippleNet. You can see that they are now moving into another country. In this case, we're seeing adoption in Senegal. So XRP permeation around the world is not a problem. We've been hearing about it in Southeast Asia, in the Middle East, in Africa. It's the United States where we're still hitting some roadblocks. So Chad Steingraber, I'm sure you guys heard, he posted this. This is what they blocked today. Reading is hard, I guess. He says, the anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act sponsored by House Majority Whip Tom Emmer prohibits unelected bureaucrats in Washington from issuing a central bank digital currency. So I don't know if you guys heard, but the act got shut down. House GOP revolt slams the brakes on the Genius Act. So here's what we know, guys. The House floor ground to a halt on Tuesday after the chamber voted 199 to 223 on a procedural vote setting terms for floor debate on the Genius Act. It was a rocky start for the House's much-anticipated crypto week, with GOP leaders initially tentatively planning another attempt at the procedural vote at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Members of the House of Freedom Caucus have been spending the afternoon airing their concerns to the White House, and so what else do we have? Trump said Tuesday evening that he was in the Oval Office with 11 of 12 Congress members necessary to pass the act. And they all have agreed to vote tomorrow morning in favor of a rule. Johnson attended the meeting via telephone. And so we look forward to taking the vote as early as possible, as per Trump's social media posts. So, guys, here's where we stand when it comes to the Genius Act. Of course, we do not want CBDCs in the United States, do we? The Senate sent over a bill without a ban on the CBDC, and Speaker Johnson wouldn't allow for the amendments before the vote. This courtesy of DM Logic. We also have Representative Taylor Greene saying, I just voted no on the rule for the Genius Act because it did not include a ban on central bank digital currencies. Listen to this.
The Genius Act, President Trump wrote an executive order on January 23rd, and specifically on exactly what the Genius Act is about, except they did not include what was in his executive order, which is a ban on a central bank digital currency, which is extremely important, and the president feels it's important, and that's why it was in his executive order. And the Senate left that out. And then they sent this over to the House, and Speaker Johnson didn't allow us to do amendments to amend the bill to ban CBDC. And that's a House issue. It's not, I fully support the president. I will vote for the Genius Act when they ban central bank digital currency in the Genius Act. So we need to get it right. It shouldn't be run through and us forced to vote on something when they take away our right to amendments.
So it looks like they didn't get the memo. As Chad Steingraber did put here, there is literally an anti-CBDC bill attached to it. And then he adds another colorful word after that. Anyway, they have stalled it for now. President Trump says 11 representatives who voted against pro-crypto legislation have now agreed to vote in favor of advancing the bill. So guys, this is the update. Crypto Week is here. and this time it is different. Congress is advancing the most important set of crypto bills ever, and the entire market is watching. So what's on the table? Of course, we got the Clarity Act. That ends the SEC versus CFTC turf war, finally giving clear rules of the road. Then we have the Genius Act. Of course, stablecoins need to go legit, user-friendly, institutional ready. Anti-CBDC Act. This is important, guys. It blocks a surveillance coin. It protects the privacy, limits the Fed's power to issue a retail CBDC. And the Treasury report, that's coming up July the 22nd, could reset U.S. policy and regulatory tone for the next decade. And then Jungle Inc. does post an update. The Genius Act failed a House vote today due to a procedural gridlock, not lack of support. So we're still in the weeds, guys. It is only Wednesday, and this is occurring over the entire week. So wanted to thank Jungle, wanted to thank Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, DM Logic, Chad Steingraber, Papa here, Altcoin Daily, Egg Greg Crypto, and Stock Money Lizards for posting those. Although Crypto Week is happening this week, guys, it seems as though big banks are already getting prepared. They're already getting on board because I think they already realize that it's just a matter of procedure and that this legislation is getting hammered out sooner rather than later. This from the Bitcoin historian, $2 trillion. Citibank says it will be an on-ramp to the Bitcoin and crypto economy. Clients want to be multi-border, multi-asset. Guys, it's coming. This is the CFO of Citi. Listen to this.
Back and you think about Citi and you think about our Treasury and Trade Solutions business. We're in over 90 countries with clients. We have an expansive network that enables our clients to manage their liquidity, manage their payments, manage financings and vendors, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
What clients really want is the ability to be multi-border, multi-asset, and be able to do these things 24/7 all the time.
It sounds like a stable coin.
And our
makes
token
sense
services business, our Citi token services business, enables our clients to do those things, and we're continuing to invest in that. Where stablecoin comes in is with this Genius Act. I think it creates an opportunity for us to be able to serve people who will be issuing stable coins and to have an option for those clients that we serve today.
Yeah,
whether it be reserving, whether it be on and off ramping, conversion from coin to cash, those are services we'll be able to provide. So we view that as an opportunity for us, but we feel very good about the competitive advantage we have with our network and with our Citi token service.
They're feeling good about it, and they should be. I mean, it is getting regulated. We also just got this news, guys. Ripple is expanding their global custody footprint into the Middle East with the Control Alt project. Now, we did get news of this back in May, but guys, here is the update. Ripple, the leading provider of digital asset infrastructure for financial institutions, has today announced a strategic partnership with Control Alt, a leading tokenization infrastructure platform. The partnership sees Control Alt using Ripple's institutional-grade digital asset custody solution in Dubai, guys. It's supporting the DLD, the Dubai Land Department, pioneering real estate tokenization project by delivering scalable and secure storage for Dubai's tokenized real estate title deeds. And guys, they're going to be issued on the XRP ledger. Control Alt, which announced the involvement in the DLD project last month, becomes Ripple's first major custody partner in the UAE, underscoring the growing demand for secure, compliant digital asset infrastructure in the region. And this is a perfect example of the type of forward-thinking, innovative initiative that is positioning Dubai at the heart of the global digital asset industry. Okay, this coming from Reese Merrick, the managing director of the Middle East and Africa at Ripple, and he's located in Dubai. This is the first time, okay, here's a quote, this is the first time a government real estate registration authority in the Middle East has tokenized property title deeds on a public blockchain. That the DLD has chosen the XRP ledger for this is really exciting and reinforces the XRPL's credentials as a blockchain of choice for serious financial use cases. We're delighted that Control Alt has chosen our institutional-grade digital asset custody technology to support the delivery of this project. So boom goes the dynamite, guys. What is happening in Dubai for Ripple? Well, in May, we heard about the project and we heard about the VARA license, this courtesy of the Wrath of Kahneman, and Dubai launched a pilot project to tokenize land deeds on the XRP ledger. This news is about one outcome of the effort. Okay, they will now use Ripple's custody infrastructure to store these deeds. So Ripple is becoming that one-stop shop. It is becoming more and more apparent. Not only are countries like the UAE going to be tokenizing real estate on the XRP ledger, the storage and the custody, that is also going to be happening through Ripple. So guys, if you're not locked in yet, I think you should be. Let's not worry. There's still a few days left in crypto week. The White House is telling you to lock in. So are you ready yet? XRP does have to break up above $3. I think that's the first step, but ultimately, all-time high is what we're eyeing now. For more information on where I think this market's going to go, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Guys, I also have the Working Money Channel merch store if you're interested in purchasing some Working Money Channel merch. We got some great stuff here. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.